Hello, friends. It's Phil, and hello, I should say, to the entire world. Now, this podcast, the Growing or Gardening podcast, which is now on episode 189, is being listened to, I think, from what I can see, in over 17 countries in the world. 17 countries in the world. But look, here's another little thing. On Facebook, there is a group, and it's called the All Gardening Cafe. And I created it a couple of years ago as a bit of a memento to my mother, who passed away, and said, build something big and beautiful, Phil. So why not build something big and beautiful online, kind of on Facebook, a huge community, let's say. And inside that community at the moment, there are just under 5,500 people. Now, yesterday, I kind of got the feeling that spring was turning its gear in the UK. Anyway, spring was kind of moving forward because the 2 days of snow that arrived and passed have now passed because the snow has all gone and it's been replaced by sun and rain and wind. Typical kind of UK weather systems these days. Big dump followed by sun, rain and wind. But look, on the group, I thought maybe it was a really good time to try and stimulate people to find out whether there's any energy out there at the moment for the gardens. And this, keep in mind that 17 countries of the world will be in different seasons. So there's always some energy to be gathered from other places in the All Gardening Cafe community. And the great thing is, it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint at all. So I put a little post out just to say, hey, how's the gardens looking? And there has been a steady flow now for the last couple of days of people saying it's looking awesome. And in some places of the world, they are harvesting beautiful fruit and vegetable fresh from the garden. They're chilling out in the garden. It's lovely and warm. It's beautiful. The flowers are out. Absolutely fantastic. And in other parts of the world, let's say the UK and Europe, let's say, it's still winter. And it will get better, my friends. So look, the thing that I've kind of been thinking about today more than anything is that at the moment, at this precise moment, building back or growing or gardening again, I'm growing it on my own. But I do from time to time get the energy from other people. And the energy from other people comes from all those people that are there just waiting to explode into garden activity. There are 5,000, just under 5,500 people, 5,466 people around the world like you, ready to connect and share and build and grow and garden and lawn, let's say, and garden and lawn, because those two things are very, very precious to me, the garden and lawns. They're very, very precious. But I guess where I'm rambling on today's podcast, which is a little bit rambling, is if you want to learn something about your garden or lawn or greenhousing or planting or fruit or veg or any of that, if you want to learn about doing it, then the All Gardening Cafe on Facebook is a great place to start, to ask, to even share. Because the funny thing about the All Gardening Cafe, because of the DNA of the community is so lovely and giving, is that even if you grow just the simplest thing, and you're proud of the simplest thing, or you're curious whether the simplest thing could look a little bit better, just share it on the All Gardening Cafe. And you'll be surprised at the amount of enthusiasm that will come from your efforts. Because there's a great saying of mine that I probably share more with my kids than anyone else, but I share it with you, is I always have this energy in me, which is all about if I can just be slightly further ahead of things than behind things, then I feel calmness, being ahead. And I always say that to the kids, actually, like, when they're doing their homework or doing exams, is like, just learn to be ahead. Don't feel behind. Learn to be ahead. And let's say, isn't it true with growing and gardening and lawns and lawning and loving the outdoor world, let's say, that we can care for and grow? It's definitely a thing. When you work with nature, it's nice to know where you stand. And it's nice from time to time to be ahead of, let's say, ahead of nature. And actually, springtime is definitely a period when you sense more that you're waiting, but you can be ahead. Then when spring arrives, there's going to be loads to do, loads and loads to do. Anyway, look, thanks for listening. And if you haven't visited the All Gardening Cafe on Facebook yet, then join the 5,500 people in 17 countries that are already there waiting for you to arrive and share your little sprinkle of magic. Anyway, look, that's all for now. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you again very, very soon. Take care. Ta-da. Bye. Bye. See ya.